Yeah. So, you know, with, you know, the future, there's so many things I like to teach. It's like, you're going to focus on one thing, but I know the greatest teachers in the world, man, they did multiple things. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught on multiple subjects as a messenger of Allah, and he delivered at the highest masterful level. He delivered about astronomy, economics. He delivered about spirituality, religious systems, world systems, military systems, masculine and feminine systems. He gave us the framework to the mind, the body, the spirit, food, all of these different things. So if I look and I see a man that I believe to be the highest level, then why wouldn't I want to emulate that same thing? So the school system, your indoctrination and stuff like that at home teaches you your ass can be one thing. You ain't got that kind of mind to do great things. You gotta pick what's chosen for you. And this is the beauty of social media, you know, is that it allowed us to see what it would be like if the world give the minds of the world democratize access to media. Let's just let everybody have access, not the ones we just chosen. And this is why I don't like the banning of it, because it destroys the reasoning of why this tool is good. You know, you see people like Andrew Tate get banned on there. You know, I'm not an Andrew Tate fan. But what I'm not a fan of, you know, somebody said it, I think it was my brother Mike Rashid said this. He said, you don't see no women get banned from these platforms. I said, well, that's an interesting statement. I had to think about that. I don't see it. I don't see it happen. Every time I see somebody getting complained about getting banned, it's a man. Now, women, you have to ask yourself why. What type of men that they don't want to see on these platforms, and who has control to decide what the agenda and what's being agreed upon in the world as the status quo? See, a lot of times you think somebody on your side, they're not on your side. Oftentimes it was a Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu, I went to Africa. And I'm learning the stories of Shaka Zulu. And, you know, when Shaka Zulu got killed by his brother, Shaka Zulu was wilding out, you know. I think it was his mother that died, and she was always there for him. She was his heart, like Kanye West. You feel me? And when she died, he was wild. He was killing people and doing all kind of stuff. But, you know, his brothers, you know, they betrayed him, pulled up on him, killed him. But towards the end of his life, he was saying that, look, y'all think y'all killing me, but y'all don't understand the enemy that I've been subduing this whole time. Y'all really solidified your own death, because what happened was Shaka Zulu understood that they couldn't handle the white boys that was coming to Africa ready to take over and colonize. They didn't understand the depths of their enemy, right? They didn't realize that by having Shaka Zulu there was way better, right, than them facing the enemy that they didn't understand. So they ended up having to go to war. But Shaka Zulu was keeping them away because he understood it. Y'all might have thought he was crazy and radical and tripping and wilding, but didn't understand that, nah, the real enemy is the motherfucker he keeping back. He got to stay like that, because he got to strike fear into the hearts of the enemy. Y'all want men to step up there and be all soft and chill. Enemy ain't afraid of that shit. Like, man, this man don't know what we really on. He keep talking about some old simulation, let's get cool, kumbaya shit, and it might sound good, but we seen that story play out a million times. We see the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings. We see the Al Sharptons versus the Minister Farrakhan's. Which one is actually dangerous to the systems that exist? And that happens in all organizations. You got somebody at the job that's speaking too much truth. Why? Because every foundation is built off egregor systems, which is basically, you know, if we let you come mess up the ritual of how we started this thing, then you go unfold and break it. So the way you look at a system is you study what the root of this system is. What is this system built off of? And you attack those foundations and those principles. Now, America is built off what? Slavery. It's built off war. You understand me? It's built off capitalism. You understand me? So you have to attack directly at the core of it to destroy the foundation. You can't fight on top of it and, try to make room and reconstruct a couple of things. Nah, but we don't even have knowledge of that. We don't even have knowledge of that. There's no movement that teaches the knowledge of how to destroy the root of a system to recreate your own. Of course, besides Nation Islam. But let's give a breakdown though. I mean, just think about that. Everything else is really teaching you how to get along in the system, while those who own it will continue to benefit for eternity. Now, I'm a person that, I can enjoy life and have this knowledge at the same time, because it's like you come to a point in the culmination is that I know for a fact that everything in society and reality has duality, right? Time does, meaning that for everything that's hot, that's cold, for masculine, that's feminine, for left, there's right, for up, that's down, right? There's nothing that exists without duality. That's the law of the universe. That's how everything is made. Everything has a mirror image, a flip, and the opposite. You have to understand that. And once you understand that, time is that way. So people be like, yo, time comes back around all the time. Why? Because of duality. Things have to flip on their heels. So if you live long enough, you will see all things that were once shunned upon become celebrated. One thing that was fought against become fought for. What you see when you look at human existence is the cycles of the mind. Not the physical reality of people and the social systems, but what is this thing called the mind? And the mind, it's one mind in the universe, so we're all a part of this collective mind hive. And this mind goes through fluctuations and flows. Like, just think about the entire world being one mind, but separate parts, in the way that the brain has all of these neurons, but it's a part of one part. We're all the neurons of the brain. You understand me? As we call human being, that's the brain, but we all different parts of it. And there's certain parts of the brain that regulate speech. Some regulate logical thinking. Some regulate art and creativity. Some regulate war. Some for fear. Some for happiness. We travel around the world, you see each one of us has a different representation, different frequency. But if you play it out over spans of time, you see a collective world brain. You understand me? The most dangerous brain is the one that has balance between left and right hemisphere that are connected. That's the super mind. When you can get your left and right hemisphere connected, then you always in flow. So imagine if all the people in the world decided that we want to actually be under one system, fighting, and not even fighting, but building for one common cause. There's nothing that human beings on this planet Earth then could not do. So people then say, well, we need an astronomical event, or alien attack, something that bring all humans together, all leaders together. Like, let's just be honest, like, there's nothing more that rules the world than greed. Leadership at the highest level of every single country in the world is, for the most part, is built on greed. Because human beings could decide one day that, yo, fuck we fighting for? Like, let's just share. Like, that's a reality that, and there are a few hundred people that actually have the power to actually come together at the UN, whatever it is, and be like, all right, yo, we in the room, like, yo, we actually run the world. Y'all know that, right? How about we just decide to share resources and be cool? But human beings don't have that capacity right now because of what runs this world. You look at certain people's brain. I know people that I've seen that were geniuses, smart, happy, wanting to build. Then I see them, they on survival. They ready to rob, kill, murder. They ready to steal. They become cold capitalists from, pioneering idealists at first. That's the world. So you have to change the dominant frequency of the world in order to change the world itself. And the only way you can do that is by changing the thoughts. Only way you can do that is changing the thoughts. And the only way you can change the thoughts is changing what people intake, their content. Content is the most powerful source of change on the planet Earth, because what you intake on a consistent basis determines who you become from an outward reality perspective. But all of the leaders of the world are greedy, and human beings, different parts of the brain, can't see what the whole is doing. It's just operating within its function. And so, we vote. We do shit like that. Well, let's vote. Let's hope the next person got us in their mind. Let's hope the next person and the next person. And that it comes, like, if you just think about it, it's the perfect system. Because if I just sit down and I tell people that this system, which is the same system, has an opportunity, it's like a lottery, y'all go vote and see if you win and get a better opportunity for a better world. First we're going to try the first 100 years, you got first 200 some years, number of white men, right? Then after that, we'll give you a brother. Then we go double back down with a white man, right? Then we go come right back with our classic white man, right? But then we're going to give y'all the opportunity to switch it up again, and y'all going to feel like it's more change, right? Then we go double back. Here's the thing. Quality of life may change for some people, more so at the top than the bottom. Some people from the bottom get to the top, and the people at the bottom feel a little connected to it, so they feel like things are changing, even though their circumstances are the same. Because on the grand scheme of things, $10,000 and loan forgiveness strategically placed at a political time is not change. It's not love. It's not good-heartedness. It's politics. Because the same people, it's the pimp. It's the pimp who runs you a bathwater after beating you and slapping you, runs you warm bathwater, tells you to get in the bath and then help you cleanse your wounds. That's the system. That's how they do it. They go break you, leave you broke, but let me help you clean off some of this. And now you thankful because the pimp didn't help you clean some of your wounds, forgetting you're the one that caused them in the first fucking place. So the moment that you thank Master for giving you a day off, it makes you comfortable being a slave. So you feel me? This is why I talk economics, but if we ain't got no soldiers, though, I'll be honest with you, all that economic shit don't mean nothing. Like, if it's a bunch of rich suckers, let's just be honest. And most of these niggas get money and they turn weird. So it's like, I don't want to help a bunch of weird ass niggas get money. Then they got a bunch of weird ass kids with their weird baby mamas and all of that. Like, what's the point of that? I would rather be around some cool ass white people than some weird ass black folks that done turned into some weird ass people. I'd rather be around some cool ass righteous Asians or Mexicans if that's the case. I want to just find good people that I can build with. But instead what we get is people get money and become weird. And everybody want to be respected based on their money, like we ain't seen a person get money before. I'm just saying, once one person do it, it ain't special. It's only special when you break records. You know that, right? I'm just like the most special. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you in the Olympics, the most special people in the Olympics are the ones who be breaking records. Let's just be honest. You don't become special till you break records. Niggas ain't breaking records. They doing what we seen already be done. Niggas get money and be like, yo, I got money. Like, all right, we done seen money happen before. What we talking about? And then they start doing weird shit with money and think the money validates their weirdness. You're just a sucker with money. And then they pay other people to give them validation to be like, well, I can't be that corny. I can't be that much of a sucker. Look at bruh around me. Well, you pay, bruh. That's still money. It ain't nothing about you genuine or solid. You just got money. You say, what's the point of judging, my brother? It does not matter what people turn into. It's not your business. What if you the weird one? I can't be the weird one. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here listening. See, I'm a young God. I'm going to tell you that. All of this, I don't believe in all of them words that people try to hit you with. You judging, you doing this, that, and the third, man. That don't come from men. That's not how men talk. You understand me? That don't come from men in ciphers. When we breaking down perspectives of the world and observations on reality, we don't come with them kind of perspectives. DJ Fresh is gonna be a part of the Supermind. Because the reality of it is I look for quality. Right? Those who fall into start reacting the way white men act and start falling into, things that's controlled by the trends of the world. You can't tell me that's not suckers. And the reason that you got to do that because you got to put the clean glass next to the dirty glass. You got to put the clean glass next to the dirty glass because otherwise people don't know what they looking at. If you're raising your son and he walking outside and he looking up to a sucker with money, you got to let him know, like, nah, look, what I'm doing is God body. You can't prove that I'm not a God because I can prove that I am. I can prove that I am by the simple ability that I can take thoughts and bring them out in reality. That's my proof. And you can't tell me that ain't godly. So I dare somebody to prove that I'm not a God. Tell me I can't take thoughts out of my mind that I was just sitting in there that I can visualize and then I can bring it into reality. I want you to prove that I'm not. That's my criteria. I have force, power, and will, and I can bring it out. Prove to me that I'm not. I ain't talking about that white boy on the cross that y'all bend over to. I ain't talking about that sucker shit. Prove to me that I can't take thoughts out of my mind, and that ain't godly. I ain't saying I'm my father, but I'm saying I'm his son.